Hello my loves, I am Jovita George and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to match your foundation perfectly. And of course I'm going to end this whole thing by sharing some amazing tips and tricks with regards to flawless foundation application. So let's get started. Before buying your foundation, there are a couple of things that you have to determine. The first thing that you have to determine is if you have cool tone, warm tone or neutral undertone. And to figure that out, all you have to do is look at the vein on your arm right here and see if that appears green or blue. Now if it appears green, that means you have warm undertone, and if it appears blue, that means you have cool undertone. Another way to find this out is, do you look better or do you feel like you're better with gold jewelry? If you do, that means you have warmer undertone. And if you feel like you look better with silver jewelry, that means you have cool undertone. Now what if you can't really figure out what the color of your vein is and you feel like you look good in both gold jewelry and silver jewelry? That means you are in a happy medium of neutral undertone. And that is how easy it is to figure out what undertone your skin is. Second step is obviously to pinpoint on if your skin tone falls in the fair category, medium category, or deep category. Once you figure these two out, you just have to put these two together and start your foundation shopping. In today's video, I'm going to be demo this whole thing with using the new Lakme 9 to 5 Primer Plus Matte Perfect Cover Foundation. And this foundation makes it so easy for you to figure out which your skin tone is because they've named their foundation absolutely wonderfully. First of all, this foundation comes in a lot of shades from pale to medium to tan. We've covered all sorts of skin tones with this particular foundation. And secondly, while they've named it, the very first letter on the foundation stands for W for warm, C for cool, or N for neutral. And then they have the shade number, which obviously corresponds to the shade of the foundation. If you're going to buy a foundation online, the best way to shade match your foundation is to find an Instagrammer or a YouTuber or a blogger who has your exact same skin tone. Kind of match it with other foundations that you might have in common with her or him, and then buy the foundation shade that she recommends in this particular range. And if you're going to buy a foundation in person by going to a store, I'm going to show you exactly how to shade match your foundation perfectly. Firstly, grab 3 to 4 foundations that you feel falls into your skin tone range. Grab a cool, grab a warm, grab a neutral. So the shades I've picked for me today is W320, the lightest one. Then I've got N360 and C380 and C390. From these 4 foundations, to see which one matches me perfectly, what I'm going to do is simple, guys. I'm going to open this up, take a little bit of the foundation on my finger and swatch it right on my jaw. One, we don't stop there. And then we swatch it on my neck. And then we give it a little swatch on my chest as well. So this is shade 320. We're going to do the same with 360. There we go. We're going to add 380 to the swatch party. And finally, I'm going to take 390 and swatch it right on my chin. Of course, on my neck. And finally, on my chest. The reason why we swatch it on the jaw, neck and chest is to really step back and analyze to see which foundation really gets the best match in an overall fashion. If your face is much darker than your chest, or if your face is much lighter than your chest or your neck, ideally you should color match as per what matches your chest perfectly, because once you apply your foundation on your face and neck, it should apply seamlessly to the color of your chest, because that's when it looks like you don't have any foundation on, you know what I'm saying? And if you also feel like none of these colors are perfectly blending into your skin tone, you can pick 2 shades and mix it up. So if you have a foundation that is a little too dark on you, like this one on me, and a little too light on you, like this one on me, you can have these 2 colors, mix and match it up and get your perfect shade of foundation. Because sometimes during summers we tan, and sometimes during winter we, detan. It is not a bad idea to have 2 different foundation and mix and match as per your skin decides to tan. To determine my perfect foundation shade, you can see that on my chest, this color right here, you can't even see where it is. It completely disappears into my skin, and that is the shade C380. So that would be my ideal match. But on my face, as you can see, 380 is not as blendy, but this would be my perfect foundation shade, because once we apply it all, it's gonna match perfectly to my chest and have that seamless blend. Am I making sense? Yeah. So let me wipe this off and show you how to apply your foundation. Let's move into application. To ensure that your foundation looks absolutely flawless and skin-like, it's very important to prep and prime your skin before applying the foundation. Personally, I like to just use a very hydrating light moisturizer all over my skin and leave it for like a good 10 minutes so that the skin can absorb the hydration. And for that, I'm going to use Lakme Absolute Hydro Pro Gel Cream because I love how hydrating it is, but it also has this very beautiful light gel-like consistency that just absorbs into your skin and leaves your skin feeling hydrated like for the entire day. Now finally, let's move into the actual application. You can apply your foundation using just your fingers or a beauty sponge just like this or a flat top kabuki brush. I'm going to take a little bit of that foundation with the spatula, apply it to the back of my hand. You can even take a makeup palette if you wish, and I'm going to dot this foundation all over my face. We're going to start with a light layer of foundation and then see how much we really need. And today I'm also going to use the beauty sponge to dab this foundation into my skin. If you were to use the kabuki brush, it is exactly the same thing. Just take it and swirl it around until you have no streaks left and the foundation is 100% completely blended into your skin. Make sure to get your jawline and blend in your foundation everywhere seamlessly. And voila, this is what it looks like with a light layer of foundation. For a daily wear, guys, you can definitely stop at this stage. But if you want a little bit more coverage, a little bit more evenness, at this point you can go over with one more layer of foundation, or you can take your concealer and step back, analyze and see where you need to add a touch of spot concealing. For me, it would be under my eyes to get rid of this dark circles and a little bit around my mouth to get rid of my hyperpigmentation. But since these foundations are so full coverage, I actually like to use them as my concealers as well. So for my under eye shade, I'm going to use the shade W320 because I like to go slightly lighter on my under eye area because it gives you a brighter, wide awake kind of effect, but just under the eye. I'm going to take that same sponge to blend this out. And this foundation, guys, it also has a very beautiful matte finish. So I don't think you need to powder your face while using this foundation. But if you have extremely oily skin, you can definitely powder just where you tend to get oily or crease. To conceal my hyperpigmentation, I'm going to take the same shade that I applied all over my face, which is C380. I'm going to apply just a touch around my mouth, just where I need that extra little bit of coverage. Guys, the trick to really having flawless foundation is applying just the amount that you need. When you apply too much foundation, when you don't need it, it can end up looking cakey and, unnecessary. At this point, my face is definitely looking a little flat, a little ghostly. So to bring back dimension, I'm going to go into that darkest shade. These are all additional things that you can do. You don't have to do it every single time. I'm throwing in multiple tips and tricks for you since we're here anyways, So this is C390, that much darker shade. I'm going to take a little dollop of that and I'm going to kind of use this to give back that dimension on my face. Just apply it to the outer perimeters of my face. Of course, you can contour with this foundation as well, and that is if you have a shade that is 2 to 3 shades darker than your actual skin tone. So while blending, I'm making sure that this is sitting nicely just on the outer perimeters of my face. And of course, blend very carefully into your hairline. Nobody should be able to clock you. And if you have any leftovers, you can even take it down your neck on the sides. And this is it, guys. This is how you match your foundation and also apply your foundation flawlessly. It is not as difficult as it seems as long as you get the right shade of foundation. Now, if you purchase the wrong shade of foundation by mistake, you can always purchase another shade to counter the shade and, mix and match and apply it on your face as well. I have a lot more tips regarding foundation on my channel, so definitely check it out. I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. I shall see you in my next one. I love you. Mwah.